if we assume teachers are genuinely interested in the welfare of children, why would they teach kids things that will harm the children? The only reason I see is laziness or to make them 100% dependent on government. I think there are a few things. I agree. Teachers who are genuinely interested in the welfare of the children, and I think most teachers are, the only reason they would teach them real nonsense, I think there are two reasons. One is that they're lazy. Then, if they're lazy, can you really say they're genuinely interested in the welfare of children? I don't know. But I think many teachers are lazy, and they get the material from school district or whatever, the teacher guides, and they just teach it the way it's written, and they don't worry about it. They don't think about it. And I had teachers like that, and I'm sure some of you had teachers like that. Just went through the motions. I know a lot of university professors who get paid pretty well, and that's how they behave. But I think the second reason is they want to think of themselves as moral, and they evade the consequences to the kids. Their peers tell them this is right. Their intellectual leaders tell them this is right. The theoreticians at the college educational schools tell them this is right. Their professors, everybody tells them this is right. Who are they to go a different route? I mean, once in a while, you have these brave teachers who take an independent route, who actually teach the kids, who elevate the class, and are motivated by love of learning, love of knowledge, love of the children. And there's some good movies portraying teachers like that. I forget the names of the movies right now, but there are a number, probably at least a half dozen, maybe more, good movies portraying great teachers who, in spite of horrific circumstances of the school, of the kids, of whatever, are dedicated to teaching the kids and dedicated for the kids to rise to their fullest potential, and they get unbelievable results. But they go against the grain. They have to fight the administrators. They have to fight the teachers union. They have to stand by me as a good example. Lean on me as a good example. They have to. Dead Poets Society is a mixed example. I've got problems with that movie, but they have to fight with their intellectual leadership. They have to fight with the powers to be. Why are they showing off the other teachers, the lazy teachers? They're doing all this work. To sue with love is a great example of that. Absolutely. Stand and deliver. Yeah. So I'd say it's fear of what others will think of them, laziness, and for some of them it's just stupidity. They're just not that smart. They're just not that smart.
And to begin with, I wonder if I can ask you to capsulize, I know this is difficult, can I ask you to capsulize your philosophy? What is Randism?
First of all, I do not call it Randism, and I don't like that name. I call it objectivism.
All right.
Meaning a philosophy based on objective reality. Now let me explain it as briefly as I can. First, my philosophy is based on the concept that reality exists as an objective absolute, that man's mind, reason, is his means of perceiving it, and that man needs a rational morality. I am primarily the creator of a new code of morality which has so far been believed impossible, namely a morality not based on faith.
On faith?
Not on faith, not on arbitrary whim, not on emotion, not on arbitrary edict, mystical or social, but on reason, a morality which can be proved by means of logic, which can be demonstrated to be true and necessary.
All right, all right.
Now, may I define what my morality is?
All right.
Because this is merely an introduction. My morality is based on man's life as a standard of value. And since man's mind is his basic means of survival, I hold that if man wants to live on earth and to live as a human being, he has to hold reason as an absolute, by which I mean that he has to hold reason as his only guide to action, and that he must live by the independent judgment of his own mind. that his highest moral purpose is the achievement of his own happiness, and that he must not force other people, nor accept their right to force him, that each man must live as an end in himself and follow his own rational self-interest.
May I?
All right, before we go on, reminder, please like the show. We've got 163 live listeners right now, 30 likes. That should be at least 100. I figure at least 100 of you actually like the show. Maybe there are like 60 of the Matthews out there who hate it, but at least the people who are liking it, you know, I want to see a thumbs up. There you go. Start liking it. I want to see that go to 100. All it takes is a click of a thing, whether you're looking at this. And you know, the likes matter. It's not an issue of my ego. It's an issue of the algorithm. The more you like something, the more the algorithm likes it. So, you know, and if you don't like the show, give it a thumbs down. Let's see your actual views being reflected in the likes. But if you like it, don't just sit there. Help get the show promoted. Of course, you should also share. And you can support the show at JeronBrookShow.com/support, or on Patreon or Subscribestar or Locals, and show your support for the work, for the value hopefully you're receiving from this. And of course, don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, even if you just come here to troll, or even if you're here like Matthew to defend Marx, then you should subscribe, because that way you'll know when to show up. You'll know what shows are on, when they're on. You'll get notified, right? So, yes, like, share, subscribe, support. Like, share, subscribe, support. There you go. Easy. Do one or all of those, please.